Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Agl Super Saiyan 2 Kale, and we're going to see just how good she is in Dbz Dokkan battle. So Kale is a Universe 6 or Transformation Boost category lead with an additional 30% for those who belong to the USS or Full Power category. I think this is pretty good. You're looking at coverage for units like Kaioken Goku, units like Kale, any Kale and Keflas. You're also looking at Broly's as well. So it's a pretty nice kind of combination of units. Saiyan Lineage, Super Saiyan, Battlefield Diva, prepared for battle, Warriors of Universe 6, Tournament of Power and Fierce Battle. Obviously a super duper common Universe 6 linkage, but Saiyan Lineage, Super Saiyan, prepared for battle and Fierce Battle give her enough to kind of play around on the Pure Saiyans team. In terms of passive, she has defense of 100% for 5 turns from start of turn, attack and defense of 200% with an additional attack of 120%, and launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a medium chance of becoming a super. High chance of guarding all attacks, plus an additional attack and defense of 60% for 3 turns after receiving an attack. She also gets an additional defense of 160% and guards all attacks when there's another Universe 6 category ally attacking in the same turn. So here's the big thing. They are going to EZA the LR, Kale and Caulifla, which means this Kale is basically pretty insane because she's going to have the guard guaranteed, an additional defense of 160%. She also has a high chance of guard anyway, and an additional attack and defense of 60% for 3 turns after receiving an attack. She's very multiplicative. She's also on quite a few categories: Universe 6, Transformation Boost, Universal Survival Saga. You can build her full crit as well because she has additionals baked into her passive, so you pretty much just need to go for the crit kind of build. She's on a decent number of categories as well, which means she's pretty viable. In terms of super attack effects, she raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and there's also obviously the fact that she has a medium chance of forming a crit. So there you go. You can kind of build her whichever way you want. She's got very good flexibility. She also has a transformation, or before transformation. So she is technically Kale Berserk, and then she transforms into Super Saiyan 2 Kale. So it's pretty interesting from that perspective. Yeah, obviously it's like quite a big kind of premise. The Super Saiyan 2 Kale is definitely very strong. So if we take a look at her base form, obviously same leader skill. The links don't change too much. Berserker gets replaced with Super Saiyan. So if we take a look at her before, she's attacking defense of 160%, an additional attack and defense of 60% with a high chance of launching an additional super when performing a super attack. She reduces damage received by 20% within the same turn with each super attack performed, up to 60%. So after super she can have pretty huge damage reduction. She also has an additional attack and defense of 160% with a great chance of launching an additional super attack when there's another Universe 6 category ally attacking in the same turn. Again, pretty good stuff. Obviously big boosts here, no guard, which is quite a sizable difference. However, she's going to be very good after super. Link set roughly the same as well, which is all pretty good. Her transformation skill can be activated when there's an ally whose name includes Caulifla on the team, starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, or after the character performs 6 or more super attacks in battle. So obviously, it's pretty nice that she can shorten it, but 6 or more super attacks is not too bad either. So I think overall, it's a pretty decent transformation condition. Plus, Caulifla is going to be getting obviously that Kale and Caulifla upgrade, so you have a decent option. In terms of her super attack, she greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage to the enemy, which is pretty decent stuff. Overall, her base form is pretty strong, more a specialist after super unit, whereas her second form is definitely a specialist first slot tank. That can be incredibly powerful on a Universe 6 team or just with one Universe 6 ally. We then have Frost, final form, and obviously Frieza, Frieza being featured on the card, I guess. And this is a banner unit, but they are a transformation boost category lead, which is a bit strange. Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Coward, Universe Most Malevolent, Warriors of Universe 6, Tournament of Power and Fierce Battle. Pretty limited link set, obviously very decent on Universe 16, but you don't have a lot of units to activate Metamorphosis and Coward on that team. And if you're going to place them on something like Transformation Boost with a Freezer, you're only really going to get Metamorphosis. He has attack and defense of 80%, with an additional attack and defense of 160% when performing a super attack. Transformation Boost category allies get support of Ki +1, attack and defense of 30%, and an additional attack, defense, and chance of performing a crit of 10% for characters who also belong to the USS category. This is nice because it does support quite a few decent units. Then the attacked enemy will have minus 20% attack for 2 turns, and launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when there's another Transformation Boost category ally attacking in the same turn. Has an additional attack of 160% when the target is in attack down or defense down, or stunned, or the enemy's target super attack is sealed. So obviously a lot of benefits for SBR and ESBR, which isn't a bad thing, and definitely a support unit. Raw defense only would have been nice to have some kind of evasion, but I think overall a decent ESBR SBR unit. Now the super attacks are where things get interesting. The base super attack raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy. However, when there is a Freezer ally on the same turn, he will then have a unit super attack, and this unit super attack greatly raises attack and defense, causes supreme damage, and seals super attack with a high chance of stunning. So if you have a Freezer on the team or alongside him, basically you then have a very, very, very big kind of debuffing capability. And I believe it can be activated when there's a Freezer attacking in the same turn only. So it is a little bit limiting, but again, it's a more an ESBR SBR skill, and it's pretty good from that perspective. Now let's take a look at their animations and see how we feel. So I think overall the animations are decent. You know, whenever something's played at 1x speed, it always looks a little bit worse, I think, than obviously the planned speed, which is 1.5. But yeah, I think overall they're decent. Yeah, I like this kind of still shot that they do with Freezer and Frost. I think it's very good. Obviously very nice close to the episode. Freezer's run looks a bit goofy in 1x speed, but I think at the amplified speed it'll look fine. And yeah, overall I think it's just a decent, very decent banner unit animation. In fact, it almost feels a little bit smoother than Kale's. Kale's intro animation honestly leaves it, or attack animation leaves a little bit to be desired. It is a little bit static, even at, I understand, 1x speed. It is a tiny bit static. I know obviously they don't always have the most to work with, but it feels like they could have done a little bit more here. Now the transformation active is very well voiced and gives us a little bit of lady love, which obviously is, you know, more than fine. I think overall it's a great scene, and it's actually really done nicely for this unit. So I actually think this is the strength of the card. I think the animation looks really solid when it comes to the transformation, except for the final little scene here. Looks a little bit goofy. Could have done it a tiny bit better. But again, they're working from the anime obviously, and not every part of the anime was animated as well. I think overall they could have done a little bit better. And her final super here looks pretty decent. But yeah, but that's really about it. Honestly, pretty good unit overall. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.